And Dodger's just like, like he's just melting into the ground, chat. Like he's never seen boobs before. He doesn't know how to handle it, chat. He's never seen them in the wild. He's only seen them on television because the internet didn't exist back then, at least for for him. And he's just like, he can't handle it. His mind is breaking, chat. He's gone through too much today, chat. Hello, I just wanted to thank you for clicking on my video, and I wanted to let you know not only do I create content in my YouTube channel here, Class in a Glass, but I'm also on Twitch where I play single-player games, multiplayer games. I do movie reviews, cartoon reviews, and a whole bunch of other stuff. Also, it would be a big help if you can check out my Patreon, where you can gain access to audio commentaries, reactions, and the ability to submit questions for my podcasts and videocasts. And all that content can be found in the links below. In the meantime, enjoy the video.
The Garbage Pail Kids movie. They may not be pretty, but boy, they make great friends.
We start out in outer space, chat, as you do at the beginning of Garbage Pail Kids, chat. You start out in outer space, and we see above the planet Earth, which, very shitty looking Earth, chat. Does not look good. That $1 million is not spent on making a realistic Earth part of the movie. Thank you, Darkseid, for the 5 days. No self-respected streaming service wants. No one, because there's no point. No one's watching it. That's why they're like, we're losing money having this thing on here. Unless you have people that want to do commentaries for, which I don't think it's fucking worth it personally, but, to each their own. But, chat, we are above the planet Earth, and it looks awful, and space looks really fake. And then, shit, all of a sudden, bum, 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 fucking 2001 Space Odyssey sounds, and we see a giant trash can, or appears to be a giant trash can, chat, with little jets on it, which are glued on, by the way, kind of tumbling towards Earth, chat. What is in the trash can, chat? What is in the garbage pail? Children, kids are in the garbage pail, chat. We don't know that yet, but it's slowly tumbling to Earth, chat. And then we immediately cut. It's like immediately cut, and we are now inside an antique store. It's like, I'm getting fucking whiplash. Wait, we were in outer space, and now we're in an antique store. Okay. And all of a sudden, chat, we're in this fucking antique store, and the garbage pail just began Rita Repulsa. That's what it is. And she did come in a fucking a garbage can, right? A dumpster. It's like, yes, after 10,000 years, I'm free now to conquer Earth. That would have been amazing. It's a crossover. Even it's like Repulsa's like, get that fucking shit away from me. Make my monster grow. And Lord Zed's like, I'll make my monster grow. Ew. But as they're in the goddamn antique store, chat, the garbage pail begins a rumbling and rustling, chat. Ooh, someone's trying to come out of it. And then all of a sudden, all the paintings in the store start looking at it, chat. Like the paintings are just there, and all of a sudden they got like eyes, and they start looking at it, like Scooby-Doo-esque painting. And I'm like, are they alive? Is there someone behind them? And chat, they're looking at the garbage pail. By the way, the paintings never come back into play. So apparently in this shop, chat, which maybe is magic, sci-fi, I have no clue, but the paintings are alive in the store, chat, but we never cut back to the paintings again. Maybe these are people that are trapped in these paintings for like hundreds of years by the shopkeeper, chat. Maybe he's fucking crazy and he trapped like customers inside. We never know, but they're fucking looking at this, like Scooby-Doo going like, oh shit, looking at the garbage pail, chat, as this rustling and everything. And then the antique store owner, chat, Mr. Mazzini, I believe his name is Mr. Mazzini, chat. If that's not his name, I don't give a shit. I don't care. Mr. Mazzini comes like, what's this show going about here? And he's like, what the fuck's happening? And then, chat, we immediately cut again. We don't find out what's happening in the garbage pail, chat. And we see, chat, we're introduced to our main character. He's not a garbage pail kid, chat. It is Dodger. Which every time I think of Dodger, like the name you name a child Dodger, chat, I always think of the Artful Dodger from Oliver Twist. Like from the story, chat, and the musical and shit. So I'm like, I don't think we really know many kids named Dodger nowadays. Now, this child, chat, as we said before, his name is, I believe, let's see here, Mackenzie Aston, chat. Like Sean Astin, the guy who played Sam in The Lord of the Rings and, Bob in Stranger Things. Been a lot of things, chat, but this is his brother. And he actually turned into a pretty successful actor, chat, pretty successful working actor. He was in a lot of movies, chat, from 87 all the way to like 2018. But he does a lot of television, chat, a shit ton of television. Was in multiple episodes of Scandal, chat, was in Mad Men, Rosewood, The Magicians, chat. He was in Homeland, Blue Bloods. He was in Orville too. So he's still working in this day, chat. He's also going to be in the latest. I think he's in he's going to be in 2021's You as Gil, which I'm not too familiar with that character of Gil, chat, but he's going to be in there too. So, hey, fucking good for him. He turned into a successful actor, chat. But before all that, chat, his first credit before all those TV shows and movies of various levels of success, chat, he started his career out with Garbage Pail Kids. Not the best foot forward, chat, in my opinion, but hey, man, you're never going to know. Imagine when that script was passed to him. It's Garbage Pail Kids. It's a known property. It's like, that's a great opportunity, but just fucking did not work out. Dark Side of My Business movie doesn't deserve to have your thoughts or theory. I'm trying, man. I'm fucking trying. I'm trying to come up with ideas about why things are happening. It doesn't make any goddamn sense. But Dodger, he's having some issues, chat, because he is being pursued by 35-year-old bullies, chat. Like, this was back in the day. We still see it to this day. I don't understand it. And we don't see it too much now. Really, it was a thing of the 70s and 80s and 90s and 2000s, chat, where all the bullies are high school students. They all look like they're, at the very least, college age, or sometimes into their 30s, chat. And we see Dodger, he is being pursued by some very, very 80s Stephen King-esque bully, chat, where they are literally grabbing him and just pummeling him. I'm just like, oh my God. And they're just regular people walking around, chat, or seeing all this, like, what the fuck's going on? And like, no one gives a shit. As these 35-year-old men and women, chat, women are doing it too, doing him, punching him too, as they're just abusing this poor child, chat. And the leader of the gang, chat, which I thought, oh, this is so funny. His name is Juice. I was like, his name is Juicy. His name is Juicy, chat. And he's got a fucking perm, chat. He's got the Farrah Fawcett spray and everything. I mean, his hair looks amazing, chat. But good old Juicy the bully, chat. He just has it in for Dodger. He fucking chases after him every goddamn day with his pack of 35-year-olds, chat. Not only men, not only like male bullies, he's got female bullies. Got this one girl who's just like, she's like the Hulk. She's like the She-Hulk of the group, chat. And she's an awful actress. Like, there's this iconic laugh, which you've seen in other people's reviews and GIFs and things, where she's going, ha ha, ha ha, ah. It's like, it ends with that. I don't know what it is, but ha ha, clap, ha ha, ah. It's like so weird. As Juice is just bullying this kid. Gets the one female bully, chat, gets She-Hulk to lift him up by his, like, literally, chat, lift him up by his legs and shake the money out of him. and he gets like about $5, chat. Gets only like some chump change. He's like, I'm expecting more from you tomorrow, Dodger. He's like, leave me alone, Juice. And one of the other bullies, chat, one of the ones who not really does the bullying, chat, but she follows them anyway. Her name is Tangerine, as Mike Cocaine would say. Well, who names their daughter Tangerine? Doesn't make any goddamn sense. Thank you, Dr. With my business. So that's how you got your nickname. Exactly. I was bullying Sean Astin's little brother. I was bullying little Mackenzie Astin, chat. And Tangerine says like, guys, just kind of leave him alone. And, Juicy's just like, hey! Don't you fucking talk back to me. So he's very abusive to his underling, chat, and I guess his main squeeze, Tangerine. And he's like, he lets fucking good old little Mackenzie Aston go, chat, little Dodger. And Dodger, he runs to his job, chat, where he happens to work at the antique store, which we saw earlier with the Magic Pail or Space Pail, or I don't know what the fuck it is, and the Scooby-Doo paintings. And he goes in there, chat, and he's talking with his boss, Mr. Mazzini, who is fucking insane. And there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it, chat. And, you'd think, like, if your employee just came into work, chat, and he just looks like he got the shit, or he or she got the shit kicked out of him, you're like, oh my God, what's wrong? He could give a shit less about this kid. He's like, you were supposed to be here 5 minutes ago. And he's like, I'm sorry, I got these bullies coming after me every day. And fucking Mr. Mazzini's just like, you win some, you lose some, kid. I gave up on humanity. He goes in this whole fucking diatribe, chat. He says, you know what you need in your life, Dodge? You know what you need right now, you little Oliver Twist street urchin? You need this. And he produces a fucking sword to him. That's what you need. That's what you need to fight those guys. You want me to stab them? You want me to commit murder, Mr. Mazzini? He's like, that's how men used to fucking solve their differences back in the day, until they created something called gunpowder. And after that, And then until they split the atom. And after that, humanity, I just went to the fucking shitter. That's why I opened up this antique shop so I could enjoy the good things in humanity, which apparently, chat, involves Scooby-Doo paintings, mystical sci-fi magic pails filled with abomination children, and swords which are promptly used to stab under individuals. That's what he wanted to do. That was his dream, chat, after he gave up on humanity. And he basically, he's like, listen, I want you to clean up here and everything, but the kid, he goes over to the fucking, the garbage pail chain. He's like, what's this? And Mr. Machini's like, don't fucking touch that! And he goes, oh! Because the kid's like, he's got like PTSD now, because anytime someone yells at him or kind of, goes for him, he goes, ah! He goes in the fetal position. And Mr. Machini's like, I'm sorry. But some things should not be opened. And the kid goes, why? And he's like, have you ever heard of Pandora's box? And the kid's like, no, it's Greek mythology. Oh, Jesus Christ, the youth. It's like, who is he talking to? We don't know, chat. And he says, Pandora's box, it's what when all the evils of the world were put into one box, into one thing, and it was open, and all the worst elements of humanity were unleashed upon us. Greed, murder, rape. It's like all these things. These kids like, oh my God. And he's like, that's why some things shouldn't be open. Think of this thing right here as Pandora's Pail. And the kid's like, okay. I won't open it. And so he's like, all right, I'm going to put this up here. Okay, I'm going to put this up here. I got to get going, okay? So you watch the shop, you do your daily duties, and I'll increase your earnings to 2 fucking shillings. And Dodger's like, hell yeah, 2 goddamn shillings? That sounds great to me, Mr. Mazzini. And Mr. Mazzini leaves shop. But then who fucking walks into the shop, chat? Juice. Juice and his boys and gals. And Juice, he wants more money. He just wants the feast. Like, oh, you work here, you fucking bro, you work in this goddamn dump. And he just starts harassing him. At this point, like, you can call the police. I actually should have called the police earlier, Chad, but this is a movie world. And, the police and, those kind of things, they don't exist. The only authority figure in this movie, Chad, are the fucking human catchers that work at the state home of the ugly, where they capture ugly people and fantastical creatures and shit. That's all they do. But there's no police force in this movie universe. And now all these people start fucking harassing him. But the thing is, good old Dodger, chat, he listened to the advice of Mr. Mazzini, chat. But instead of using a sword, he instead attempts to defeat the bullies using the power of basketball, chat. And he's dribbling and shit. And the boys are like, oh my God, what the fuck? They don't understand it, chat. They don't understand the basketball, the b-ball, if you will. And he's fucking going, no, and they're going, oh, they're so scared of the basketball, chat. One point, he just fucking throws the basketball. And the kid's like, one of the bullies, he's like, oh, I got it. And then Dodger's like, ah, and he hits him right in the balls. And he goes down, shit. He goes down. But then Juice, he gets his hands on him. He just starts choking the shit out of him. He's going to kill him. And then Tangerine's like, all right, back the G. Guys, fuck it. G, we're not going to kill the kid. Take it easy. And, Juice is like, don't touch me. Don't touch me. I don't like to be touched when I'm murdering people. And so they all leave. And Tangerine's like, are you okay? And then Dodger's like, you're pretty. And she's like, ha ha ha. Listen, just want to make sure you're okay. You come talk to me, and I'll tell Juice to lay off you. And he goes, okay, that sounds great. And she leaves. Chat. They all leave. But during the commotion, chat, oh my God, the Garbage Pail Kids have escaped, and they are oh God, I don't know their names. Chat. I know that there is one called Veronica Vomit, where she projectile vomits on everybody. There is a Chucky Finster-esque child, chat, like from Rugrats, who wears a superhero cape, and he urinates on himself constantly. That's his opening. He's like, hey, look at this, guys. And he's just urinating all over the place. There is a baby who won't stop shitting. Who says, are you my mom? Are you my dad? And he has that same voice, chat. You have one which is called Greaser Joey or Greaser Greg. And he's like if you took Tony Soprano and Tony Danza, chat, and you have them they had sex relations, chat, and they produce an abomination, baby. This is what it would be, chat. It's like a James Gandolfini, Tony Danza hybrid creature. And that is greasy Greg, chat. And there's other ones. There's a human alligator creature, and he eats a lot. There's a snot girl. There's another one who farts so loud that they break the sound barrier and they rip the skin off your face, which happens at the end of the movie. Spoiler. There might be others. I don't care. And you know, Dodger's like, the fuck is happening? He's horrified, and Mr. Mazzini, he comes back and goes, oh my God, you opened Pandora's Pail, and havoc and destruction shall be reaped upon humanity. He's like, I didn't mean to do it. I was being bullied, and I fought with a basketball, and I should have used the sword in hindsight. And Mr. Mazzini, he explains it. He's like, oh, don't worry about it. He's like, wait, what? He's like, yeah, don't worry about it. These are the Garbage Pail Kids. And he names them and everything. That's what I just did. I don't know their names. Doesn't matter. He's like, they came from the Pail. And, you know, if I were they, it's like they came from the Pail. You were keeping like abomination children inside of a pail? Where'd they come from? It's never brought up again. He just said they came from the Pail. Not that they crashed into space. How did it get in his shop? Never explained. We just don't know. We just gotta go with it, Chad. Just go with it. That's what I'm saying. There's no rules. There's no sense of lore or a plot line at this point. It's just scenes happen and just don't question anything. Just gotta go with it. And at this point, Mr. Mazzini, like, they're disgusting, and they're like, they're playing with each other and everything, and they're doing the things they do on all the cards. Like, some of these are the most popular cards from the Garbage Pail Kids, and that's why they're featured in the movie. Mr. Mazzini says, okay, listen, I gotta come up with a magic spell to get them back in the magic pail, in the garbage pail, okay? So I gotta think about a magic spell to write and then somehow force them back in there. You just take care of them for a while. And Dodger promptly says, fuck that. I'm going to go get me some of that ass of that tangerine girl. Thick as a tangerine. She's not thick at all, chat. But he fucking goes ahead, follows her, somehow knows where she lives, chat, and just stalks her. Just looks out her window, chat, and goes, oh, God, this is good. Just all doing that shit, watching her put her clothes on, just being a sick, disgusting little creep shit. He might as well join the Garbage Pail Kids. I mean, he has a lot of psychological and physical trauma he's dealing with right now, but don't do that, man. She was like the one person that was kind to you, but that'll change, John. Because he's out there the whole time, Chad, just fucking jerking it, just, you know, as you'd expect. I mean, he's 12, Chad. I mean, they're always jerking it back in the day. As soon as you realize, like, oh my God, jerking off is the best all the time. You do it all the time. But eventually, Chad, he's just there, he's just like, oh, I'm just gonna hang out. And she walks out the door and she sees him, and she's like, oh, you're the Dodger. He's like, hey, how you doing? And he's like, where are you going? And she's like, I'm just gonna go sell clothes. So this is Tangerine's way of earning money, Chad. See, she makes designer clothes and she sells them at, like, I don't know, like the YMCA or like a club or something. I don't know. That's where she sells them, Chad, like outside of like a YMCA. And, you know, she's like, you want to come with me? And he's like, yeah, sure. And so this person who he really only met a couple of minutes ago, I mean, been abused probably for by her friends for a while, didn't really know her, chat. First word spoken within only like an hour time period. He goes, of course I will go inside your car with you. Absolutely. Now you think it's like, oh, in the 1980s, it's like, oh, that's so hot. Good for him. It's like you hear those stories about like those, you know, those male students who end up having sex with their 35-year-old teacher, chat. And the only reason people are like, yeah, good for you, man, because the teacher's hot. It's like, that's child abuse. It's not funny. It's like, wait, we can crack all the jokes, chat, but let's reverse it. If that was a 35-year-old man and he had slept with a 12-year-old girl, people wouldn't be going, oh, good for you. People going like, oh my God, throw him in prison. That's so, it's weird how that changes. So she's like, come into my car. She is clearly older than him, chat. He is clearly a minor. It's like, stranger, not appropriate. Absolutely not fucking appropriate, chat. And I have a 12-year-old boy. Yes. Oh my God, chat. I'm just reading some of your comments right now. You know what? I think I know why I don't like kids. I saw this. Yeah, man, the kids are gross. They're so goddamn gross. And so then we get some really bad, I mean, editing's been bad in the movie, chat, but then there's some egregious editing in this film where they're in the car and she's driving away. She's about to turn a corner and he asks, so why do you sell the clothes? And then we cut and it's nighttime. Before, chat, it is broad daylight, like maybe like 10 a.m. between noon at the latest. And all of a sudden, chat, immediately it is nighttime on the highway and she turns to him and says, it's how I earn money. It's like, wait a minute, wait. Did she just take, like, I don't know, 8 hours to answer his question about that? It doesn't make any fucking sense. She's actually younger than him, but looks way older. Wow. Are you serious, Crowlers? I'm a little shocked by that. She looks significant. I mean, the actor, yeah, maybe it was the age, but like she's supposed to be like 12 or something. She's 13, and I'm like, I'm surprised by that. She looks like she's in her 20s in this movie, as do all of her friends. But it's such a weird editing thing where it's broad daylight, they make a turn, and then I guess 8 hours later, she's like, oh yeah, she's like on a really bad delay. She's like really out of sync. And she goes, I sell them at the YMCA. And then, Chad, we go to the YMCA. Or whatever we are, club. I don't fucking remember. And these people are just there waiting for her clothes yet. They amass on her like a fucking horde of ravenous goddamn dog shit. Just, we need our clothes. We need to feel clean. It's disgusting. And they're all there, and she's like, here are the clothes. And she just take them out of the bag, and they're all crumpled, and they look gross. It looks like she's wore these things, and there's caked in her sweat. And it's like, oh my God. And you know that she's put like, that's her gym bag too, Chad. So these things just smell, you know, that musky, just BO, but like they try to cover it up with like soap and things, and it just doesn't cover it up, Chad. It just makes it worse. It just hangs there. Just hangs in you. It's just a musty smell. Just hangs in the air. That's why I imagine all these pieces of clothing she's selling smell like. I just know it. And apparently one girl, she was looking at Tangerine's outfit she's wearing on, and all the outfits she has on are just, I mean, typical 80s shit. I mean, you know, very pastel colors, a lot of aquamarine blues and pinks and things, light greens, all those chat. I mean, just ugly by today's fashion standards. Even I'd say I'm not a fashion guy to begin with, but I'm like, no one should wear these. And the one girl's looking at her pit-stained outfit, her shirt she's wearing. She goes, I want to buy that. And she goes, sure. And she proceeds to take off her shirt, chat. Bazungas hanging out there. And she sells the pit-stained shirt to him. And how is she driving a 13? That's the thing. If she's driving a 13, it doesn't make any sense. I don't know. Maybe the movie says she's 13. I don't remember. She's 25 in my mind, chat. She's 25 years old. I'm sorry. That's just the way it is. At minimum, 25. But she takes off her pit-stained shirt. Bazunga's all up there. And Dodger's just like... Like, he's just melting into the ground, chat. Like, he's never seen boobs before. He doesn't know how to handle it, chat. He's never seen them in the wild. He's only seen them on television because the internet didn't exist back then, at least for him. And he's just like, he can't handle it. His mind is breaking, chat. He's gone through too much today, chat. The physical and psychological abuse from the bullies. Mr. Mazzini's just weird. I mean, he's insane. He's insane, Chad. Just his weirdness and his general insanity. These weird fucking abomination children from space, and now he's seeing boobs, and he's been jerking it beforehand. He can't help himself, and he fucking runs off. Meanwhile, we cut to the Garbage Pail Kids. Yeah, they're in the movie, and they are doing what they do, Chad. They're vomiting, they're shitting, they're pooping. I mean, all the shitting and pooping are the same thing, Chad, but they do twice. I mean, there's pooping, which is like, okay, they poop, but then there's like the violent shitting, farting, pissing, because again, we got another joke of Chucky Finster of the bad acting going, hey guys, look at this! Urine, all that. Thank you, the tits have too much power over them. They're too powerful, Chad. They're way too powerful. It just broke him. Why? That's the way it is, summer baby. And the Garbage Pail Kids, you know what? Just fuck it. We were told not to leave here by Dodger and Mr. Mazzini. But let's just go out. Let's just enjoy life. And they proceed to go out, chat. And they promptly, chat, attack a truck driver, a Pepsi Cola truck driver, chat, force him out of his vehicle, and they perform a Grand Theft Auto, chat. They perform a Grand Theft Auto at night. This poor man is just doing his goddamn job, chat. That's tough work. I mean, you work in late hours. You got to deliver all your fucking Pepsi to all these stores. And these abomination children who, not only are they beating you up and taking you out of your car, but they are shitting and pissing and vomiting all over you. You got to get your shots after this, man. You got to get your shots. And they hijack his truck, chat, and they fucking speed away. Guys like, hey! And also free advertising for Pepsi, chat. That's how they pay for this movie, Pepsi. Any soda they drink in this film is Pepsi. Any can they're holding in this movie is Pepsi. It's just so egregious. And chat, while they're driving, though, it's like, oh, the garbage truck, that was kind of mean, but don't worry, because they're gonna help Dodger out, even though they don't know fucking who Dodger's bullies are. But they see this one car in front of them, Chad, and it happens to be driven by Juice, the juicy one, the main leader of the bullies, and they proceed to run over it. And he's like, oh! But he escapes, Chad. He escapes at the last minute. But the Garbage Pail Kids, they fucking flatten that thing like a pancake, chat. The whole thing, she's like, my car! He says car like quar. Has an extra W in there. C-W-A-R, chat. And eventually, they find an alleyway, chat. They find an alleyway where there are no homeless people around, because homeless people probably try to attack them and eat their bodies. I don't know. Maybe they'd eat the homeless people. I'm not sure. And they get out of the truck, chat. They also happen to have found some hot dogs and hot dog buns, chat. And they start cooking all these dogs, start drinking the Pepsi Cola, doing everything you can imagine, chat, farting and burping. A lot of burping in this scene. And a lot of them eat so much, they're like, my tummy hurts. Like all that shit. And you got Chucky Finsters going, oh, I think I drank too much Pepsi. Urine everywhere. It's just, that's all it is. That's all it is. Christopher Nolan level movie. It is, man. It is. Oh, man. This is cinema, chat. Martin Scorsese. This is cinema. So they do all of that. Eventually, Dodger, he comes back to the shop later in the morning after, he was exposed to bosoms. And the Garbage Pail Kids, they apparently, chat, we learn, I don't know how, but they're really good at sewing. They love to sew. They love to make clothes. And I'm like, that's really fucking convenient. And after they, ate all their hot dogs and Pepsi Cola, they're all hopped on carbohydrates and sugar. They're like, we just got to fucking make something. And so they're like, Dodger, you're a great kid. We made you this Michael Jackson jacket, because Michael Jackson was huge in the 80s. I mean, he always was huge in the 90s, but in the 80s, everyone loved Michael, chat. This is also when he was still black. When he didn't have that, I guess he had the disease at that point, but he still had the tone, he still had the black man's tone, as it is typically said. And they're like, here, the guy goes, whoa, this is fucking awesome. It's not awesome, Chad. The jacket looks ugly. And he goes, oh, you know who's gonna fucking love this? And they go, who? Tangerine. And like, the fucking orange? No, it's a woman. He goes, oh, okay. And he's like, I'm gonna go show her. And so, didn't Pepsi also set his hair on fire? Yes, they did. Yes, they did. They did set his hair on fire. He had a shit ton of Farrah Fawcett spray in to begin with, so that shit lit up like a fucking Roman candle. It's like, pooh! He's like, what? You don't get near an open flame when you use Farrah Fawcett spray, chat. Just everything goes up. Hair, eyebrows, facial hair, boom. It's bad. It's bad. So he goes and sees Tangerine, and Tangerine, she sees the jacket and goes, and typically you'd be like, that's the ugliest fucking jacket in the world, but she, being like, it's the 80s and fashion's huge. She says, this is the best jacket ever. Well, where'd you get it? He goes, I made it, which is a lie, Chad. It was the Garbage Pail Kids. And she goes, oh my God, I could sell this for so much money. He goes, oh, you want to have it and sell it for money? She goes, yeah. She goes, hey, I mean, if you're making these jackets, I mean, we can, split the money. We can sell them together. And he goes, oh, well, I don't know. And then, Chad, she starts to woo him. Are you saying it took his face off? She starts to woo him, Chad. Starts showing them ham hocks. Starts showing them legs. I mean, she's all, ooh. He's like, oh, he can't help himself. He's like, yes, I'll make these for you, but it'll take me a little while. And she's like, how long? 24 hours. And she's like, great. I'll come pick you up in the morning. I'll grab all these things you're making. He goes, good. And so he goes back to the Garbage Pail Kids. And he says, hey, guys, it would be really cool if you can make more of these. And they go like, why? What happened to the one we gave you? He's like, I gave it to her. It's like, dude, that was for you. And he goes, I'm sorry, but it's a girl. And he goes, oh, girl, we got a lover boy over here. And he goes, listen, we can make some more money. And we can, I can buy you food and new pants because you're all covered in urine and your own shit. And so I think that'd be great. And they go, yo, no. And Greaser Greg's like, no, you know what? Forget about it. Fuck you. And he pulls out a fucking knife and he goes, ah. And he goes, holy shit, please take the knife away from him. They take the knife away from him, chat. And then, Dodgers, this is like, guys, it would mean a lot to me. I would really, really appreciate it. And they're like, oh. And then someone goes, let's fucking help Dodger. He's a great guy. And they burst out into song. Chat. And it is an awful musical number There is nothing memorable about it. It's just disgusting. A lot of the sounds you hear are fart noises, and the actual farting that's happening, shitting and pissing. And it ends, chat, with Chucky Finster going, "Hey guys," and he pisses all over himself again. And so now the Garbage Pail Kids like, well, we don't have all the materials to make more clothes, and so they promptly start burglarizing and robbing people, chat. They go in the dead of the night, and they start going to all these tailor shops and all these shopping centers and amassing, chat, the sewing machines they need and the materials they need, just robbing people, chat. I mean, just fucking making their minds visible. They wake up in the morning, they go to work, and they're like, "Oh my God, I've been robbed!" And they got to spend a whole day filing police equipment, not being able to, hit deadlines, and you're gonna miss your deals. You're not gonna be able to complete certain things that you're obligated to do for contract work. Just misery. And these fucking Garbage Pail Kids are doing it. These little bastards. You sound so exasperated. I am exasperated. I am exasperated, Chad. This movie's awful. And these people are awful in it. And so then, Chad, they make all the dresses and whatever and clothes. And Dodger, he comes to pick them up. And him and Tangerine sell them and everything. And they're making money, and she's, oh, God. And then we get this one scene, chat, when they're in the car. I don't know what point in the movie it happens. I think after that, he's like, "She gonna bring me more stuff tomorrow night?" And he goes, "Oh, I don't know. I mean, it's a lot of stuff here." And she starts nibbling him on his cheek and neck and ear, chat. She's just sucking on his earlobe. Like, he's just like, oh, he's like sounding like Morty from Rick and Morty. "Oh, jeez, Rick." She's sucking on his earlobe, Chad. I'm like, oh, wow. And so they keep doing that, but little does he know, Chad, that fucking Tangerine, she's splitting the profits, because she says, "I'll get your money later. I got to, count and everything." He goes, "Okay." But she's splitting the money with Juice, Chad. Juice is in on it too. And he's just like, "I hate to go against my principles, sacrificing what I believe in for money." And she goes, "What do you mean, Juice?" "I mean, I just want to beat the shit out of that kid." It's like, that's what he means. That's his principle, chat. He'd rather beat the shit out of this kid than make money. And he goes, "You know what we could fucking do? We could just go ahead and rob the store and take all the goddamn, what the fuck are they, chat? The dresses and stuff." Like, wait a minute, if you're going to steal the dresses, you can still make more dresses. I mean, he doesn't understand production and profit making. He's just like, "Let's just go there and take the stuff. Cut out the middleman." It's like, no, then there'll be no more dresses, and you won't be able to, it doesn't make any sense. But then, chat, we cut back to the Garbage Pail Kids. And they're like, they didn't want to do any more dressmaking. They want to relax a little bit. And so let's go to a fucking movie. And so, like, well, we're discussing Abomination Children. A betrayal. Indeed, sir, maybe betrayal. And so they're discussing Abomination Children, chat. And, they can't go out in the public because they'll be seen. And so what they do is, chat, they do the Raphael. And what I mean by the Raphael, chat, is if you just get a raincoat and a fedora, nobody can fucking tell what you look like, chat. You can be a 5'5" anthropomorphic turtle monster and walk around New York City and see a movie and eat pizza and no one would recognize you. And so they're like, well, it fucking worked for Raphael, and he went on to fucking marry, goddamn April O'Neil, and they had kids, and they went to Halloween Town, then we could do it too. And so they make themselves fedoras, which would take a long time, and rain jackets, chat. They make the overcoats, and they go out there and they go see a movie and they cause more destruction. People are like, "The fuck is this?" And of course, chat, you got Chucky Finster going, "Hey guys, look at this." And he pisses for the 5th time in the movie. I think it's 5. I think we're at 5 now. And eventually they go back to the shop. They saw the movie, and also they go see a movie. The movie they see is old Three Stooges sketches. It's not like an actual film, chat. It's like, why are Three Stooges sketches in the theater? Is it a special presentation? And all they do, chat, is harass. They're perverts. They absolutely are. All they do is harass the theater goers, chat. They're all like, theaters don't even recognize. They're like, oh, the Three Stooges. Oh, that fucking Curly. He gets me every time. As they're stealing fruit from people, they're messing with their hair, all sorts of shit. Eventually, they go back to the shop. How they were not caught, I don't know. But Raphael rules, chat. Using that TMNT, Raphael rules. But they go back to the shop, chat. And oh no, geez, Juice and his boys and girls, they descend upon the shop, chat. And they see the Garbage Pail Kids. And they fucking, the Garbage Pail Kids beat the shit out of them. They're beating the shit out of each other. It's a fucking massacre. But eventually, chat, The thing is, Juice is like, oh, we got to get out. We leave. And he does not call the police yet, does not call the FBI, does not call the CIA or the fire department or whatever, or animal control. What he calls, chat, is the state home for ugly people, chat. There is a state, possibly national organization, chat, what their specific duty in life, what they do, they adhere to, is they capture ugly people, chat. You're too tall, you're too fat, you got bad skin, whatever, you got bad hair. They capture you. They put you into a state home in a holding cell, chat. Like for dogs, they lay down hay for you, and then later on, if no one claims, I don't think they tell the families or anything. They kill you. They kill you by apparently steam press. Because the guy in the movie later on, chat, they kill like. That's how he says, and we do that to them, and we squish them to death. It's like, what the fuck? And, the organization descends upon them, chat, and hauls them off to the state home for the ugly, chat. And Mr. Mazzini and Dodger, oh, that's the thing, Dodger, because he's at the fashion show. Oh, by the way, because of Tangerine's success of selling all these things, this fashion designer picks her up, and they say, hey, we want to showcase all your stuff at our fashion show. And she goes, wonderful. And then her and Dodger are there, and when, Dodger's sitting there and shit and talking to her and everything, having a back and forth. But oh no, the facade is drop, chat, because who walks up? Fucking Juice. And he's telling fucking Dodger, he's like, oh yeah, we fucking scammed you. Tangerine's my girlfriend. We've been splitting the money the whole time. You get nothing, and I'm gonna beat you up. And he fucking beats the shit out of him. She just beats the shit out. Also, I forgot, there's another scene early in the movie. The Garbage Pail Kids do rescue Dodger at one point. It happened early in the film, where Juice and his boys, after they beat the shit out of Dodger, chat, they take him down into the sewer, handcuff him, and flood the sewer system, hoping he drowns. I forgot about that scene. I don't know why I forgot, chat. But they try to kill him. But the Garbage Pail Kids saved his life. So I forgot about that scene. My apologies. But now, Chad, Dodger's really sad, and they're like, we don't care. And they beat the shit out of him, Chad. And She-Hulk gets him, Chad, and throws him in a dumpster. And they're like, yeah! And they throw him in the dumpster, chat, and he escapes the dumpster, and he immediately goes back to the antique shop where Mr. Mazzini's like, where are the Garbage Pail Kids? And Dodger says they've been taken by the state home of the ugly. And they're like, oh my God, we got to save them. Also, there's an earlier scene, chat, after they did the movie thing. The Garbage Pail Kids, they went to a bar and they earned the respect, chat, of the bikers. Because even though they're weird, they're against society, man. You're against society and we're against society too. Fuck the man. You kids are all right. And so they're friends of a bunch of bikers. I forgot to mention that too. So they're like, okay, we got to infiltrate this place. And we see the inside of the state home for the ugly, chat. Garbage Pail Kids are all there, covered in their own feces and shit. It's like, oh wow, we have to constantly clean up after them. Also, in cells next to them, chat, Santa Claus has been captured. Abraham Lincoln has also been captured, chat. He's been there since apparently John Wilkes Booth did not kill him, chat. John Wilkes Booth did not assassinate Abraham Lincoln, chat. He was merely captured by the state home of ugly people, which I imagine was a Confederate organization, and he's been there ever since, chat. He is an immortal. He is an immortal. Yes. So it's very easy to get in there, Chad. Does not take long. Mr. Mazzini, Dodger, they get in there. They free the Garbage Pail Kids. But they're like, Garbage Pail Kids, like, we want to free our fellow ugly abomination people. And they're like, okay. And so the bikers, they show up and they start tearing down the bars off the windows, chat. And they just start saving all these people, chat. They save fucking Santa Claus. They save Abraham Lincoln. This is happening in the movie, chat. This is the movie. They save a lot of just old people to happen. I guess if you're old, they also send you there too. Bigfoot, he's there. They save fucking Bigfoot. They get him out, Chad. He's like, thanks, everybody. See you in Cry Wilderness. And he runs off. And at this point, the Garbage Pail Kids, they're mad. Dodger's mad. He's like, hey, let's get revenga on the people that did this to you. And so, Chad, what they proceed to do is crash the fashion show. You're thinking, oh, what are they going to do? Going to crash the fashion show? Are they going to, like, vomit on everybody and fart on them and piss on everyone? Yes, they do that. They vomit on people. They fart on people, which proceeds to melt their skin like acid, like that sulfuric acid, chat. And it just melts people's skin. It's horrible. caked in shit, caked in piss, all that shit. But in order to ruin the dresses, chat, you think, oh, they're gonna vomit and shit on them. No. What they proceed to do is, chat, they start to fucking attack the models that are wearing the dresses. These poor women didn't do anything. They're just there to showcase the dresses, chat. That's all they're there to do. And these abomination creatures are like, they're groping them and just ripping everything off of them, chat, until everything's just hanging out. They're in their undies and the panties and the brassieres, chat, and they're like, oh my God, what's happening? They don't know. And then, Tangerine, she sees all this. The Garbage Pail Kids, they ascend on Juice and his gang and promptly kill them. They're all dead, chat. They're all dead by the end of the movie. Tangerine, she's saved, though. She's saved. And they go victory. They're all in victory. And they go back to the antique shop because Mr. Mazzini says he came up with a spell to banish them back to the Pail. But before they go inside the antique shop, chat, Tangerine, she walks up to Dodger and she goes, hey, man, I'm sorry. Are we good? And he walks up to her, chat. And I'll say this is the best part of the movie. The one good thing. He looks at her and he says, you know what? You're a bit of a bitch. And I don't think you're pretty anymore. And he promptly walks away. Good for you, Dodger. Good for you. You thought for yourself. You stood up for yourself. That's great. You got the confidence that you needed, Chad. He just needed to go through a horrible, traumatic experience being betrayed and save some weird, alien-like abomination children who then killed all of his bullies. It all worked out in hindsight. And Tangerine's like, oh my God, and she runs off. And they're all back in the store. And Mr. Mazzini, he again gets on his piano, Chad, and starts to recite his spell. And it is like, oh, is it working? It doesn't work, Chad. And the Garbage Pail Kids descend upon him. He's like, you betray us, old man. And they stuff him into the pail. He's like, ah! And the Garbage Pail Kids, they run around him like he's an effigy. And Dodgers is going, he's having a great time. And the Garbage Pail Kids, they leave the shop to, I guess, destroy the planet or cause more mayhem, Chad, or, just to be themselves, just pissing and shitting and farting on everyone else. And that, my friends, chat, is Garbage Pail Kids, the movie. Chat, this is an awful film. This is an awful film. There's no redeeming values about it. Doesn't make any sense. Editing direction is bad. Production's bad. Looks cheap. The animatronics for the Garbage Pail Kids, I talk like that. It doesn't match up. The lip sync doesn't match up. It's not funny. There's nothing good about it. It's just disgusting. Honestly, when I was watching this film, I started feeling ill. It made me physically. It's not a full price, goddammit. It made me physically ill. And I couldn't even eat my little food I prepared, like little turkey. I was getting a little turkey, little stuffing. It's like, couldn't do it. Just remind me of all the disgusting shit I saw in the movie. So yeah, Chad, I have to give this is the very definition of a fuck you. On the Pills scale, it's a fuck you, Chad. Thanks, I hate it. T-Mac, think about everybody's. It's in the lowest. It really is, Chad. There's no redeeming value in this film. It is disgusting, as Casfay so eloquently puts it. Agreed. Could you say it? Is it garbage? It's garbage. It's garbage, chat. These miscreants have a full-price quality reviewer watching fuck you quality film. Thank you, Josh. I hope you guys enjoyed the review. I hope you found the review, at the very least, entertaining, chat. Hope you enjoyed that. Oh, yes, you finally agree on something. Yay, T-Mac. Yay, I'm glad we agree on something. That's good. Commonality. That's good. Rocket, what do you think of the 10 minutes? He says, man, just laugh. I appreciate your struggle. Jeez, thank you. The Berserker review was great. Brought up memories that were meant to stay buried. And I promptly dug those up and shoved them in your face. Look at it. Double fuck. It might be a double fuck you. Double fuck you with a bucket of piss. Yeah, there you go, chat. But I'm going to take a brief break, chat. I got to get some fluid in me. I got to get some water. But, chat, please entertain yourselves amongst yourselves, and I shall come back to review Ed, and Eddie, Episode 1. Stick around.